statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. And we are in the middle of the week. I had to ask Stephen. Didn't know where I'm at in time. Lost in time, lost in space. You know how that is, right? Didn't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. It's a good thing he's around. How you doing anyway? Been quiet lately.
I'm good.
You all right?
Yeah.
Good. How's 2016? Okay? Everything's good so far?
Yeah, so far. We're almost done with the first month. It's kind of blown by.
We got 11 more to go.
Yeah. Yeah, all good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. At Stephen Armstrong, Stephen has been with the show almost since its inception. And day in and day out, works that board, makes sure that I don't get into trouble, keeps the show on the air, and I'm grateful for what he does. And I always involve him too in the show. You can see that, asking him questions, because what I have learned over the years is that when I look at some of these surveys and I look at the findings, and I'll ask Stephen, well, what do you think? How you respond to this? He typically reflects what's going on. You know, he has a how can I say? He's sort of like a microcosm of what's going on out there in the world. And he usually gets my questions right, too. So it's all good. And then Josh is here as well. He produces the video portion of the show. You can watch the show at letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Lewis will be my guest in the first portion of the show, and then one of my other favorite guests in the second hour will be Tracy Kreider. Before I get to Dr. Lewis, there was an article that appeared at CBS News this morning, and the headline on the article was, and I'll quote it, "The Scientific Quest to Cure Aging," close quote. If you're watching the show, we're showing that article as I speak about it. Now, when I read the headline, I immediately said, that's the wrong headline, at least from my point of view, and I'll explain. I don't disagree with the sum and substance of what is talked about and argued in the article. I have no problem with what they're doing in there. It's the headline that I found a little distracting, and that is because, and again, it's my point of view. There are others who disagree. I do not see the aging process as aging as a disease process. I see it as a biological process and a natural consequence of life. It is not inherently a disease process. Now, the way you operationalize it, of course, is going to determine your point of view. It doesn't necessarily, as you age, as you move deeper into the lifespan, as you age chronologically, you're aging biologically as well. And as it turns out, as it turns out, there's a correlation between your chronological age and then getting sick with some chronic disease. And if you see aging, as you age, if you see it as the body's inability to repair itself, for example, to deal with maintaining homeostasis and keeping the body in balance and fighting and fending off disease and helping the body to repair and so on, if you see a diminishment in that ability, if you define aging that way, okay, I understand. But I still wouldn't, even with that operationalization of it, I still don't see it as a disease process. It's correlated with disease. If it were a disease process, then then it would be it would be a disease process the entire time you're alive, from beginning to end. It just so happens that disease correlates with it toward the end of life. But when you look at aging across the life cycle, you can't call it a disease process, in my opinion. Nevertheless, some may see that as a nuance. I don't. I think there's a big difference, because how you think about aging, your perspective on aging, will influence, and I believe this, how you will address the process, and it affects the process itself. There is a connection between mind and body. That's a real connection. That's a story for another day. So this quest has been pursued by many. And in the article, they talk about the quality versus quantity. And they make a good point that it's not only about extending life, but it's about quality of life. Longevity with quality of life. Well, I call LQL, longevity with quality of life. And so in the article, it's quoted, homeostatic capacity, the body's agenda to keep homeostasis, is probably nature's greatest gift. It's our ability to self-tune in response to stressors. So said Dr. Yun. It is so pervasively effective that we don't even realize when we have it until we start losing it, close quote. He went on to explain that when you're aging, when you're young and healthy, you don't notice it. That's why I'm saying that it's not a disease process, because it's not, there is no, when you're younger, aging, you don't think of aging as disease, although now in children, young children have adult diseases because of obesity and type 2 diabetes. And they point out in the article that about after age 40, homeostatic capacity starts to decline. And it's very cliche and trendy to say, well, homeostasis, balance. Well, as a matter of fact, biologically speaking, it's not a cliche. And Dr. Yun said, we're more vulnerable to the forces of aging. All of a sudden, you're finding that your body can't get back to homeostasis on its own. He said it's hard to ride roller coasters. It's hard to recover from injuries from a late night or from jet lag. Foods we may have once loved, we are no longer able to tolerate. All this happens at once, and these are all things that we can feel. But think of all these things you can't feel, close quote. And successful aging is a big theme on this show. That concept of successful aging comes out of the discipline of gerontology. It is different, in my opinion, than aging gracefully. Aging gracefully is a bankrupt concept. It makes different assumptions. It puts the focus on genetics, and it makes the individual a bystander. You're aging gracefully because your genes have been so kind to you. Most of the variance for aging is accounted for by diet and lifestyle. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We come back, we'll talk with Dr. Michael Lewis. And Dr. Lewis was just on, I believe it was last week, but we're glad to have him back. I always enjoy talking to him. And then I want to ask him about Tyler Sash. You don't know who that is? I'll tell you when we come back, and you'll see why it would be relevant to Dr. Lewis. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, and you'll listen to Dr. Lewis on LTN, coast to coast.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted Best Independent Chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Neural Balance with Anandinol. Restore calm, reduce aggression, and increase well-being. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Cannavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest in this portion of the show. So recently, a former New York Giants football safety play, he was a safety, played for the New York Giants, Tyler Sash, was found dead. He was 27 years old of an accidental overdose of pain medications, and he lived in Iowa. This was a couple months ago. Nevertheless, while that's really part of the story. The other part of the story was that he was cut by the Giants in 2013. By the way, he was on the Giants when they won the Super Bowl. But in 2013, he was cut from the team, and at that point in time, he had at least 5 concussions. Now, his family, his mom in particular, reported and has said that, she's on the record saying that he displayed erratic behavior. He had bouts of confusion, memory loss, minor fits of temper from time to time. He had one altercation with authorities where they chased him. He was on a motor scooter. He was just not doing well. So apparently he was on pain medications, and I don't know if he was mixing and then overdosing with these pain medications, but they took his life. His mom donated his brain, and representatives from Boston University and the Concussion Legacy Foundation notified the family that Tyler suffered from CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is a degenerative brain disease caused by repeated trauma to the head. And now there have been maybe even scores of football players, former NFL football players, who have been diagnosed with CTE. Turns out that my guest, Dr. Michael Lewis, has a strong interest in this topic, and he'll explain. Dr. Lewis, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on. And also, Scott in Sarasota is holding. Just be patient for a moment, Scott, and let me get Dr. Lewis on. We'll get to you as well. Good morning, Dr. Lewis. Great to have you on again. Thanks a lot for stopping by.
Good morning, Dr. Garko. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. This is not an unusual narrative. You're quite familiar with this narrative of Tyler Sash, for example. This is not the first time you've heard of this case, or this cases like this.
No, and in fact, between Boston University's program and the one that started before that by Julian Bales and Bennett Amalu, this is about 100, or roughly. I don't think it's quite 100 former NFL players yet, but it's getting up there.
It's amazing. When you watch a football game, you oftentimes you see a player get injured. Oftentimes that injuries, head injuries, traumatic brain injuries occurring, but you can't tell from watching it on TV, right?
Well, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And so the obvious ones, like Antonio Brown when he got hit
a couple weeks ago,
the Steelers a couple weeks ago against the Bengals. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. I mean, he went down like a rag doll.
Yeah, he was unconscious, yes.
Versus, the idea like Mike Webster, the movie Concussion kind of starts and features throughout, who was the first player identified with CTE. He'd never had a documented concussion in 20, 25 years of play. I think he had at least 15 years of NFL, so you figure then college and high school and as a kid. So almost probably 30 years of playing football, never had a documented concussion. So, both the big hits, but it's also the collection of all the small hits as well.
You know, I was reading a story where they were talking about soccer players, and you know how soccer players will use their head to hit the ball, and they practice that. I mean, many times in practice, they will do routines where they're using their head. They teach them how to use it, and they're repeatedly using their head to hit the ball. The story said that even those kinds of seemingly minor episodes with the head striking the ball can cause CTE in the long run.
I'm not so sure about that. You know, in practice, no, it's not like I've been on a high-level soccer team or anything, but in practice, I imagine, you know, it's somebody tossing a ball and you're heading it back to the person that tossed it to you. That's going to be a little bit, but, you know, the ones that really, you know, are a little bit more concerning is when you got a goalie who punts the ball halfway down the field and somebody heading it from there. That hurts.
Greater force, in other words.
Much greater force.
Uh-huh.
In fact, you know, U.S. soccer is actually now outlawed or banned heading practice, I think, below the age of 12, which I think is a good move.
I agree as well. The other day, yesterday, I believe it was, I reported on a story talking about obesity in the NFL, and particularly with offensive and defensive linemen. And what's interesting to me, and a lot of focus is put on concussions, and I think it should be, but not much attention, although some has been given in the serious science literature and in other periodicals that are not the popular periodicals, on obesity. But there's an obesity epidemic in the NFL, and those men are at risk while they're playing, and especially once they retire, carrying all that weight. And they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't know. I think that's just as serious in my mind as the concussions. We'll be right back.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest, and we're going to get to Dr. Lewis in 1 second. I want to take a call in Sarasota, Florida. Scott, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on. Go ahead, Scott. Scott.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I ran across an advertisement for something called Addicts IQ. They're touting this like they do Prevagen for brain health and memory retention.
Right.
I'm wondering
if I know
you've heard of this.
I don't know that. I don't know that product. I'm aware of Prevagen. They've been advertising that for several months now.
And I use it.
Yeah, and if it works for you, that's great. They used to be a sponsor of my show at one point in time. I know that product. I don't know the other product that you mentioned. But there are other dietary supplements that are purportedly designed to help with memory and better cognitive function. But there are certain compounds that the science of memory and brain, whatever, however you want to frame it, would support their use. Phosphatidylserine, acetyl-L-carnitine, DHA, alpha-lipoic acid, dimethylaminoethanol, which is DMAE, ginkgo biloba, and there are others. In the world of pharmaceuticals, there's a category of drugs called nootropics, and you have things like piracetam, Lucidril, which is centrophenoxin, Hydergine, which has been around. That drug's been around forever. Those drugs are also known to boost brain and cognitive function and memory, but those require a prescription. But you can do some research on nootropics, and sometimes there are people that will take a combination of these nutraceuticals in combination with these pharmaceuticals to boost cognitive functioning and enhance memory. I've talked about this on the show over the years. It's an area that I'm intrigued with. I'm going to get Dr. Lewis's reaction to that. Dr. Lewis, do you have any comment about memory supplements for brain and cognitive function generally and memory specifically?
No, I think you gave a pretty good list. The only one I would maybe add on to there is curcumin. And you think about, for the most part, a lot of brain nutraceuticals are really about getting more blood flow deeper and into the brain. And so that you're getting more oxygen and more nutrients into the brain.
You're absolutely right. I often say that sometimes people suffer from cerebrovascular deficiency. Translation, not enough blood to the brain.
That's true.
It
kind of ties in what you were talking about at the very beginning, the headline, Cure for Aging, which I want to just comment on just really briefly, like, what's the alternative?
What's the alternative? Exactly. Scott, I don't know if I answered your question. I'm sorry, I don't know that one product that you mentioned. The Prevagen, do you get good results with Prevagen? Scott? I lost him. Is he still there? No? He's gone. Yeah, I know that the Prevagen, my God, they were on a campaign to advertise. I was almost sick of hearing a commercial. At every 24/7, 7 days a week, they blasted away at that product. It seemed to calm down lately, but nevertheless. Get back to you, Dr. Lewis, and does CBD oil have any purpose, function, or role in dealing with any of this business of brain injury or not?
Well, we could ask the NIH and the U.S. government because they hold a patent on that.
Well, you worked for the government for a long time. What do they say, Dr. Lewis?
Well, the NIH holds in Health and Human Services holds a patent was awarded a patent. Actually, one of the authors of the patent is a now deceased but Nobel Prize winning person who basically discovered a lot of the neurotransmitters. And basically, they looked at CBD as the patent is the CBD for neuroprotection, help preserve and protect the brain cells.
And I know. Have you started your new clinical practice yet?
Just as I got the day after I got the keys, we got 2.5 feet of snow.
Okay, so not quite.
We're still trying to dig out.
Okay, in clinical practice, and I know you've been in clinical practice through your entire career, especially when you were in the Army. Now you're going to be doing it privately. You're going to have your own nice practice up there in where is it? Virginia, Washington area.
The Maryland side of Washington.
Maryland side of Washington. Does it have, in clinical practice, when would it be prescribed for neuroprotection? How and when would a doctor or physician know to prescribe it?
Well, that's one of those things about aging for sure. So there's two areas where I would consider. If somebody, number one is everybody should be in balance with good health and nutrition, and I think a part of that is omega-3s and the right balance, which we've talked about in the past. We're just way out of balance. But part of it is in the aging process, the people concerned about their cognition not working as well as it is as we get into our 50s or 60s or 70s. Everybody's different, of course. But the other group that I have a lot more concern and a lot more interest in is our adolescents, our kids who are playing sports and putting themselves potentially at risk. And I'm not meaning football. I'm talking soccer and basketball and hockey and playgrounds. So, but it always gets back to we need a body that's in balance, whether that's providing that balance with omega-3s or whether it's providing with CBD or just good, healthy eating. It's about balance.
Right, and that was the thrust of that was one of the driving themes in the article that I was referencing from CBS News, the title of which was The Scientific Quest to Cure Aging. I don't think you need to cure aging. I think you need to figure out how to age successfully. Nevertheless, what I'm asking you is this. If you have somebody midlife and they see that, their grocery list is getting longer and they're having to make more lists for things. In other words, their memory isn't as good. Is there any science to support the idea that the CBD oil derived from hemp, like the product that's made at Cannavest, would help with memory enhancement or not?
At this point, there's not the scientific foundation because it's so new, but coming back on the market after being basically banned for 70, 80 years. So there's not the science per se that supports it. But if you walk through it logically and common sense-wise, it makes perfectly good sense.
There would seem to be some promise there. We come back, we'll explore that a little bit more. Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest, and we'll be talking about CBD. If you're not familiar with it, we'll tell you what it is. Be right back.
Is your fish oil wildly pure? New Chapter is proud to offer a whole food approach to fish oil, Whole Mega. Naturally pure 100% wild-caught salmon comes from the pristine waters of Alaska. Like extra virgin olive oil, the fresh-caught salmon for Whole Mega is pressed immediately after harvest. And that's all that's needed to deliver wild Alaskan salmon's whole complement of vital omega fatty acids. These omegas support your heart health. One serving of Whole Mega per day, 2 grams, has been clinically shown to help retain healthy triglyceride levels and to improve the omega-3 index, a studied marker of heart health. And did you know experts recommend consuming 2 to 3 servings of fish per week? So 1 week of Whole Mega delivers the omegas of 3 servings of wild Alaskan salmon. Discover the New Chapter difference, wildly pure Whole Mega. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local Fine Health food store.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes? Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A. Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A. Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A. Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
At Cannavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Cannavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Cannavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Cannavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Cannavest at cannavest.com.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymatica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome to the show. Dr. Michael Lewis is my guest, and talking about CBD oil today a little bit. He's only here for the first hour. Dr. Lewis, welcome back. If you go online, a person goes online and you use a search engine, one or another, and you type in CBD brain, CBD memory, you'll get headlines like CBD may reverse brain deficits in Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. You see all kinds of claims about CBD, that compound, whether it's derived from marijuana or whether it's derived from hemp. What is your reaction to those kinds of claims? Is there any science to support them? And what can we really say about the medical contribution of CBD anyway?
Well, I think that you have to look at the source. As Abraham Lincoln said, you can't trust everything you read on the internet. So anyway, bad joke. Sorry. If it's a product that's making the claim, then I would have my radar up and not so easy to accept it. But but there is some great research out there, and like I said, it's relatively new, which is kind of an interesting thing for a compound that's been around for thousands of years. But there is some actual good basic science, like animal basic science, out there that supports a lot. And I was just looking at a study from Australia that looked at Alzheimer's, and they have the ability to breed mice that will rapidly go into Alzheimer's, so that you can study it you can study it a lot quicker. And using CBD specifically, not the whole marijuana plant, just using CBD injected into mice in this study in Australia, they were able to basically reverse the Alzheimer's symptoms and make the mice had the same cognitive abilities as their placebo, or not their placebo, but their counterparts that were not bred to have Alzheimer's. And so when you look at studies like that, it's hugely promising. But we don't have these studies in people yet, because they would take millions and millions of dollars and years and years of research to do.
I understand.
But the basic science really, really points towards the fact that CBD is great for neuroprotection. It's even believed that it helps with neurogenesis, the growing of more neurons and the axons that reach out to other neurons to talk to each other. So there's huge amounts of good science out there, and it's growing every day.
In fact, I was just a few moments ago, I went to PubMed, the U.S. National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, a research resource. I just typed in 3 letters, CBD. I got back 4,815 hits. There was 4,815 articles, studies, reviews, commentary, one kind of article or another, study or another, relative to CBD. So there's a robust amount of research surrounding CBD. You've got my attention, no pun intended here. You got me focused when I heard you say neuroprotection. That sounds to me like CBD could be used as not only in terms of treatment of a particular cognitive disorder, brain dysfunction or whatever, but also prophylactically or preventively, couldn't it?
Well, it could, absolutely. But it also ties into your original segment about aging. And, what is aging when you're talking in terms of the brain? And is aging in terms of the brain is, both blood flow, but also the loss of neurons over time. And, of course, the old college jokes about drinking and alcohol and killing off brain cells. Well, that's aging. Aging is a process of losing more neurons than what you're making and replacement. And so if you have a way of protecting that loss or slowing that loss, like CBD looks like it will or can, it's not a cure for aging, but it could help preserve at least the brain cells, and hopefully that would translate into preserving cognition as we get older.
It's an interesting and provocative idea, and I think that if for no other reason it just did that, you gotta you struck oil.
Well, let me be really clear to your listeners. We're not talking about smoking marijuana, not at all. marijuana has got a lot of issues, and if you're inhaling it with the smoke and the potential carcinogens, and how much better is that than cigarettes? But we're talking about the consumption of hemp-derived CBD, which is vastly different and much healthier for you than consuming marijuana.
It's not a psychoactive or neuroactive compound. It doesn't function like THC at all, does it?
No, it's very different. In fact, it balances the THC, and of course, marijuana has been grown over the last 40 years or so to increase the THC, but really more so breed out the CBD so that you're not balancing that psychoactive. Because if you're a recreational drug user, that's what you want. You want the high. You're not even thinking about the health benefits, and the health benefits. I'll just throw a number, and it means absolutely nothing, but this is just my number. I would say 90% of the health benefits from marijuana and cannabis come from the CBD.
I agree with you. And you don't have to be using marijuana in any form, shape, or delivery system to get the benefits of CBD. You can go to your health store and get CBD by Cannavest and get it as a supplement, as a liquid, or it comes in pills or no? It just comes in the...
it comes in pills, liquid, the gel. And
then the gel.
You know what? A little bit every day is a good thing.
Absolutely. So we'll talk more about this. This is an interesting conversation and narrative to develop, Dr. Lewis. Appreciate you coming on today. I know that Stuart is under the weather, and I know that you were...
Yeah, he's in San Diego. I'm in 3 feet of snow, and he's under the weather.
Well, you were under the weather, but in a different kind of way. You were literally under snow.
Yeah, I hope Stuart feels better soon.
Well, I hope you're able to get your practice open soon. And when you come on next, I'm sure that you will have had your patients come through, and I'll be excited to talk to you about how that's going. And we want to extend good luck to you and in your practice, and I know your patients will be lucky to have you as their doctor. We always appreciate having you on the show. You take care of yourself. We'll catch you the next time.
Thanks. Look forward to the next time.
All right. Stay safe. We'll be back. Tracy Kreider's my guest. Going to talk about something that I think could make a difference in your life. You'll see. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. We're in the middle of the week, and my guest in this portion of the show is Tracy Kreider. Let's see if I can implicate what Tracy wants to talk about with a theme that I opened the first hour with. It was an article out of CBS News. Go to cbsnews.com and you'll find the article. It's entitled "The Scientific Quest to Cure Aging." I mentioned in the first portion of the show that I don't like the title. I do like the content of the article. The title is misleading. In my opinion, I don't think you cure aging. I think you try to understand it first, then try to identify, define it, then define it, and then to see it then as a biological process that spans across the lifespan, the life cycle. And to see it, to say that to cure it means that it's a disease process. Now, one could argue that at certain points in time, it might become a disease process. For example, one could argue that it becomes a disease process when the body has the inability to repair itself, to maintain homeostasis, or to otherwise function such that balance is maintained and biological functions continue in a matter of regular course. One could do that. You can say it's a disease process at a certain point in time. Maybe. I still don't like that idea. I just see it as a biological process that's coincident with disease. Is it correlated? Absolutely. Disease is one thing. Disease processes are one thing. Aging, I think, is a process unto itself. It is not inherently diseased. Nevertheless, in the article, and it's an argument I made as well, they talk about quality versus quantity. And science has made a lot of headway in trying to figure out how we can extend life. In other words, how can we get people to live chronologically longer, but at the same time as they're aging chronologically, to be younger biologically, which would contribute to quality of life. And science is, as I said, has made some headway in this arena. There's a lot more, long way to go here. But most of the variance for aging is accounted for by the choices that people make relative to their diet and their lifestyle. Genetics is involved, no question about that. But it's pretty clear to me, and I've been looking at this for a long time, reading about it, talking about it, writing about it, that your diet and lifestyle account for most of what happens in aging, biological aging. Genetics is involved, no question about that. How much? It's depending on what expert you read. Some say as much as 40%, some say 25%, and diet and lifestyle accounts for 75%. And we know that this, you don't need even to look at a study. You may know somebody personally who drank a lot, smoked a lot, lived a rough life, fast life, and you can see, and they may be chronologically 40, but biologically they could be 70. Some of you have probably witnessed that. So you can see just from your own observation, without looking at the science, that you can accelerate the process. Well, conversely, if you can accelerate it, could you not slow it down? Could you not or even moderate the effects associated with aging? And the answer to that, I believe, is a strong yes. Very firm yes. But you have to work at it. If you want to age successfully, you can't wish it into being. And if you're counting on aging gracefully because you have good genes, good luck with that. True, some people do age better than others. They have an advantage because of their genes. They may have inherited that whatever combination of gene or genes to a gene or combination of genes to age more slowly and more successfully. But that's no guarantee that will happen, because the way you eat and the way you live could override it, and you can have epiphenomenological kinds of effects where the diet and lifestyle will trump the genes and cause the genes to express in a way that will not serve you well relative to the aging process. I hope I'm making myself clear here that much of your aging is in your own hands. Much of it. Not all of it, but much of it. And I do think, and it's my opinion, that along with diet and lifestyle, dietary supplementation can help. I find it curious that some health experts will say supplements are a waste of time, will not help with aging, but they will write and prescribe drugs for aging and anti-aging like nobody's business. They're hypocrites to do that. It's hypocritical and it's not true. And there is an abundance of science to show that you just pharmaceutically and nutraceutically, you can affect the aging process. To say that nutraceuticals serve no good purpose in aging and then turn around and write a prescription is what? What is up with that? Really? Yeah. You don't get my attention and with those kinds of arguments. So as I said, my guest is Tracy Kreider, educator for Country Life Vitamins. Tracy, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on. Always nice to talk with you.
Thank you. I always enjoy being on. I'm glad we're not, quote unquote, under the weather, as you were talking about in the last
with
hour.
Dr. Lewis? Yeah, with 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, I'm glad we're just under our weather, our Florida weather, which is a little rainy today. But I was in Iowa last week, so I was truly experiencing that under the weather with snow. And since I'm not a snow driver, I'm ultra cautious and pathetically slow.
Pathetically slow. So you have a comment on anything that I said? You can even disagree with me. I don't care. Whatever. Do you have any thoughts or comments you'd like to make?
Well, I definitely don't disagree with you. In fact, I went to go to your Facebook page this morning and saw the post specifically about what you're talking about now, and I actually made a comment that said I agree. The power, and we've talked ourselves as well as you having many guests on that always tend to steer back to it's all about your diet. You do have control, and no one's force feeding you. You have choices on your own that you could make at every single moment throughout the day, and that's going to dictate how you feel. We know when we eat junk, we feel like junk.
and you look like junk too.
Yeah.
Good point.
So,
That's a good line. Eat junk, you'll feel like junk, and you'll look like junk. Go ahead.
yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt
the
you.
ultimate. Yeah, no, we talk about alcohol hangovers, and we don't realize, and I've experienced them that maybe you have too. I know others have talked about, the food hangover. When you had a night where you just ate too much junk, and you woke up and you're bloated, and your eyes are puffy, and your face is red, and you may not have all the symptoms of an alcoholic hangover, but you certainly have a food hangover. And, we wonder why people sometimes have the no energy, depression,
Sure.
and multiple issues. And we have to think back, it's all about our food.
It's about our food. It's about the way we live. And when we come back, Tracy has a comment or two about how food has changed. You'll see.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose corn syrup or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has Berry Garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin omega-3 and probiotics for kids, Body Boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, Prenatal Plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and Body Boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by a dad.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Neural Balance with Anandinol. Restore calm, reduce aggression, and increase well-being. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Cannavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
So when you walk into a grocery store, whether it's a traditional grocery store or one of these more natural health designed, kinds of grocery stores, you look at the food and you're not doing any chemical analysis. You're using you're using observation to make a decision about whether to buy it or not, based on how it looks. But as in life, as you well know, things are not what they seem. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest is Tracy Kreider, educator for Country Life Vitamins, and she has a view or an opinion that food, while it may seem the same, maybe in some cases not so much as it once did, it is not the same. And how is that so, Tracy?
Well, it was interesting when I thought about where I wanted to go with the discussion today, with what was given to me. I thought, wow, food in general. We all have to eat it. We all choose different choices, whether it's to take already pre-made food that's been prepared, that's highly processed with different additives and so forth in it, or to go the old school way. Back in the day when I was younger, when we were on a camping trip, we would stop off somewhere and open up a cooler that had maybe pre-made sandwiches in them or something like that. Mm-hmm. And nowadays you just stop off at the most convenient drive-through and you pick up what may look like, and seem like a meal. You have something that you're physically eating. But when you think back about how food was, and I found this in the Oxford Journal, and they talked about the century of change from the 1900s to 1999, and they characterized this by profound changes that had been made throughout our food. And it's very interesting, and I know we don't have time to go through every decade, but they actually went through decade by decade of the different things and the milestones through that and the food developments that happened. So as early as 1900, having, the first bleaching agents and first canned beans instead of having dried beans that some of us are familiar with soaking and having it that way, to, the decade of the 1910s when hydrogenation of oils occurred. And margarine, which was told many decades later that was good for us, started to being introduced. And in the 1930s, we started having refrigerators. Back then, I found that only 2% of homes actually had refrigerators. So there was a lot of different things going on with the purity of food, making fresh food, things that we're very unfamiliar with these days. And so it goes through the decades of all these different preservatives that were added in and fortification of different foods throughout the decades. And when I looked back then, I thought, my word, this doesn't sound very good. And so I took that and added in what we all talk about currently today with food and, how with fruits and vegetables we're battling depleted soil, and with meat and dairy and eggs we're battling growth hormones and antibiotics and genetically modified feed. And, I thought, all the artificial flavors and colors and sweeteners. And so when you really think back, not just think back in maybe the last 15 to 20 years of how our discussion has changed about food, but really think back to how food was pure. I mean, true, pure food. We didn't use chemicals. We weren't factory raising animals. The statistics that I found this morning was that 10 billion of the animals will be raised in factories, never to see daylight, and to be eating chemical-laden feed, most of it being genetically modified.
So
That's pretty depressing.
it sounds to me what you're saying, you're talking about food processing, it sounds like to me, and that food processing has changed the nature of food, both its quality, in terms of its nutritional value, and its appearance for that matter. And your argument seems to be that food processing, for the most part, has diminished, although certain food processes have enhanced food. We could talk about that, but a large portion of these different processes have diminished the quality of food, its nutritional value. Even the soil is different and has been depleted of its minerals, which has changed the nature of food as well. That's another argument to make, right?
Absolutely. And that's what I mentioned with fruits and vegetables, battling, in the last 50 years, the depletion of soil and how that's changed what we're actually growing in the ground. Nutrition in our food is low, but then we think, okay, we just mentioned the word fruits and vegetables. How many of us are actually eating fruits and vegetables? And at what value are they, whether or not you're buying a conventional basket of fruits and vegetables or an organic set? And, I've found different information for both. Some have some pretty good concrete, and maybe with organic food, noting anywhere between 30 to 70% higher in nutrient value. Mm-hmm. But then I find arguments against that very fact. So, consumption overall, though, is the important factor here. Is are we eating the proper foods? And secondary to that, what has happened to those foods? And making that choice. That's where when we rise above all of this and look at what is this discussion, as we began this conversation at the top of the hour was, how we feel, how we look, what our health is.
Sure. And food is at the heart of the matter, no question about it. The question becomes then, if you assume that food is deficient because of processing and because of the soil, what do you do about that, if anything?
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Over the past 100 years or more, food has certainly changed. Two primary forces in the way food has changed. One is the processing of food, and secondly, what we have done to the soil. And in the former case, in terms of food processing, many of the processing techniques, many would argue, and my guest today was making that argument as well, have diminished the quality of food, nutritionally speaking. That's an argument that I've made myself on other occasions and have written about. And then the soil, the farming techniques and the demineralization, if you will, of the soil has led to lower quality nutrient value in foods. All of which makes one suspect when you walk into a store. Tracy, welcome back. When you walk into a store, Tracy, and you're in the grocery section and you're looking at the food, it looks just fine most of the time. But maybe it isn't, right? Given those two arguments, and we could spend 2 hours making those arguments, but you get the point. The food may look fine, but it's not. Things are not what they nutritionally may seem, right?
Absolutely. There's definitely been a host of complex transformations over the years that have changed the structure of our food, so much so, and more are being developed. We know that with the technology that we have, modern processing that they may have thought was modern back in the day now has just long surpassed, hey, let's ensure, something that's shelf stable or convenient. Let's move the food quicker from whether it's the land to the store or the animal to the store. And with that becomes a very increased risk of a multitude of things that changes the dynamics of what it is. And a simple explanation, or I should say not an explanation, an example that I give when I'm doing some different talks across the nation is about meat, beef in particular, and what a cow used to eat, grass, naturally. Having a grass-fed cow would produce a different type of meat, a different type of red meat that we would consume that exists today. Different in its essential fatty acid and fatty acid composition, because of the cows eating not just soy and corn, which is meant to fatten them up and get them to slaughter quicker, but now we have genetically modified soy and corn. So that produces a whole another gamut of long conversation, but equal to what we would get from that same grass-fed cow would be butter. And we eat grass-fed butter, and if you were to put regular butter, store-bought butter, it's very pale in color, and has a different color and taste than grass-fed butter. And so the constituents, not just of what the animal would produce, but what it also produces itself that gives us food, has changed in composition.
So all that being, I'll assume it to be true, and there have been studies to show that the vitamin C in an orange is not as high as it was, or in a tomato. I mean, we could give many, many examples. So it would seem to me that dietary supplementation would serve a good purpose here in trying to compensate for any deficiencies attributed to food processing and soil mineral soil depletion. And that's an argument I've made many times on the show. Turns out that your company, Country Life Vitamins, has a line of supplements called Real Food Organics. What's in the name? What does that name mean?
Getting back to real, actual food. Food that I can invite you over and we could sit down and eat with a fork and a knife together. Fruits and vegetables, sprouts, legumes, green foods, different things that we think now are inconvenient to eat. You know, when we often get together with friends and family, it's not necessarily, hey, let me have you over for some good old-fashioned fruits and vegetables. You know, it's usually let's order pizza.
Yeah, well, if you did the former, you'd probably be eating alone.
Yeah, I don't know that very many people would come over and say, hey, let's come over and have some good, nutritious food, guys.
Come on over to the house. We got broccoli.
Yeah, what are you serving for Super Bowl this year?
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage.
I don't think you'd have a whole lot of people coming over when you look at what is in the organic food blend. And USDA organic, when you see that symbol on a label, which the Real Food Organics has, it means that 95% of that product has to be organic. So we're talking about using the approved herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, and also growing under different conditions that conventional food would be. And certainly we could go into a long conversation of that. But, to give you an example of some of the things that I might invite you over for, Dr. Garko, we'll have some good old-fashioned kale. I don't think that's exciting to anyone. And collard greens and spinach and blueberries and blackberries and raspberries and things that we're very familiar with. And the Real Food Organic focus was to say, let's take this food and ferment it. And we have to think about what happens when you ferment or you sprout something. And, even when I was looking back at that decade of change and how fermentation, very early on became very popular in how they were to preserving food because, as I said, refrigeration wasn't available. So fermentation, kind of getting back into the old school way of thinking, people back, even in the 50s and 60s, canning to preserve food. But fermenting is a little bit different. You're now bringing in a host of different vitamins and minerals and amino acids, and the composition of that food is concentrated through the fermentation process. And that's what's happened with this food, the organic food, 40 different types of foods in the Real Food Organics line.
Okay. And you meant, you said a decade of change, you meant a century of change. Based on the article, Food Processing, A Century of Change, the authors are Welch and Mitchell, and it's a very nice piece. I'm familiar with the article. Tracy referenced it. It's worth your time to read. It's about 17 pages in length, but it's a nice, it really gives an interesting overview of how food processing has changed food. There's a direct correlation, and I'm going to say the obvious, between the quality of food and the quality of your health. That observation escapes many.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Gero Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Gero Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to Gero.com. That's JARROW for the best and highly absorbable bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
Hi, I'm Kate. I try to eat a healthy diet, but the irony of eating healthy foods, like broccoli or beans, is that even though they're healthy for us, they can still cause occasional digestive upsets. That's why I take a Digest Smart high-potency enzyme with every meal. Digest Smart is from Renew Life, the digestive care experts. It's the first digestive enzyme certified by Izyme, the International Enzyme Testing Program. Each capsule provides a full spectrum of 25 powerful plant-based raw enzymes to break down each major food group, including carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. Digest Smart enzymes also feature targeted delivery capsules to reach your intestines, where 90% of digestion occurs. Digest Smart promotes more complete breakdown of the foods you eat and optimizes nutrient availability. Plus, it helps ease digestive upsets and supports your overall digestive health. Now that's really smart. Digest Smart is from the makers of Ultimate Flora Probiotics, and both are available in health food stores everywhere.
Are you or someone you love being held captive by social anxiety, poor sleep, feelings of aggression, or inability to focus? Neural Balance can help, and it's kosher certified and GMO-free. Neural Balance is a tasty drink mix that contains the patented ingredient, anandinol. Anandinol was created by an endocrinologist and a pharmacist seeking an herbal solution to their own children's struggles. Neural Balance tastes great, it's easy to administer, and starts to work within the first 20 minutes by reducing anxious or aggressive behavior and restoring calm naturally, without sedation or harmful side effects. Safe for children and adults, Neural Balance combines magnesium, CoQ10, B6, 3 types of passiflora, and a special blend of enzymes to bring peace, calm, and focus. To find Neural Balance at a health store near you, visit us at shopneuralbalance.com. Neural Balance, for a balanced life. Learn more at shopneuralbalance.com.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response, an ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. My guest today, Tracy Kreider, made reference and pointed to and talked about an article, a title of which is Food Processing: A Century of Change. Very interesting article. It's well worth your time to read. And in the article, they say that in 1900, the population was beset with poverty and infectious and deficiency diseases. Here's the health question for the day on LTN. What was average life expectancy in the year 1900? 38 years of age, 48 years of age, or 58 years of age? What was average life expectancy in the year 1900? 38, 48, or 58 years? 877-897-8255. Welcome back, Tracy. Let's get real with Real Food Organics, I guess, right? Fermentation. What's the difference? What is fermentation?
Fermentation is basically a process in which you're taking, typically food, obviously. Probably the most popular fermented item is beer. But we're talking about food, actually whole foods that have been fermented, and through that process, the sugars, the cellulose, the fibers, the constituents of food that we're normally used to experiencing and eating the food breaks down and concentrates that particular food, isolating nutrients, improving amino acid profile, the phytonutrients that you get from fruits and vegetables and sprouts that we particularly chose for this, knowing that they were high in antioxidant quality, are improved through this fermentation process.
So do you ferment in the supplements that you have, the Real Food Organics line, those supplements, the multiples and whatnot here, do you ferment all the food that goes into, those are whole food organic supplements? Is all the food fermented or is some of it just fermented?
All of the food in the product is fermented for approximately 16 weeks.
Really?
During that 16-week process, those items that I mentioned, the cellulose, the fibers, the sugars, are broken down, kept at a low temperature so we can keep that raw state. Anything that's not heated over 116 degrees is considered to be in its raw state. Excuse me. And with those 40 foods, this fermentation is really the key to something that's very unique to the Real Food Organics line, because it is the only multiple that, number one, contains this fermented food. Here's the highlight. Right on the front of every box, it tells you that you're actually getting servings of fruits and vegetables, anywhere between 2 and 4 servings per serving that you take, which is just 2 tablets a day.
I see. The LTN health question of the day is, in the year 1900, what was average life expectancy? 38 years of age, 48 years of age, or 58 years of age? 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. So this would be a unique and effective way to work in the nutrients found in the fruits and vegetables that people would have to eat and with the whole plant. These are not extracts. This is actually the whole plant compressed into a tablet. Yes?
I'm really glad you made that distinction, yes. So it's the entire food. Think about a large, many people have NutriBullets now, right? Or
Yes.
Vitamixes that tend to masticate the food. So it's mixed and then fermented with probiotics and yeast to ferment this food, again, for that 16 weeks, to bring it up to this unique state that allows us to have a high value of antioxidant quality that would give you the servings of fruits and vegetables. And so according to the CDC, the Center of Disease Control, they actually state that the average American eats no more than 2 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, when we're supposed to be having anywhere between 7 to 9 or 8 to 10.
I know. And it's just
this doesn't give you a free ride, Dr. Garza.
No.
Not be eating your fruits and vegetables.
I get it. No, I get it. I understand.
As you know, people do ask, oh, there's 4 servings in here, so, I don't have to eat. So this is not a meal replacement. It does not contain fiber that you would normally get from consuming the fruits and vegetables. Again, we have to remember what these are called, supplements.
Supplements.
And they are to supplement your health.
Let's go to Clearwater, Florida. Peggy, welcome to the show. Before you give me your answer, I'm gonna give you a little hint and some help.
Okay, good.
I'm going to reduce it to two choices: 38 years of age or 48 years of age. And in the year 1900, be mindful. This is interesting that currently the average age is 78 right now. If you were born somewhere around 2005 or so, your average life expectancy is to be about 78 years of age. 1900, it was what? 38 or 48?
48.
48. Congratulations. You know what the paradox is, Peggy? The paradox is people were dying younger then, right? Because of a lot of reasons, infectious diseases and deficiency diseases and whatnot. What's interesting is that we've made a lot of progress in medical science and technology and all sorts of things. People are living longer now. That is true. But I wonder what the quality of life is. I really, really wonder. Yes, we're living longer, but I'm not persuaded that the quality of life is commensurate with the longevity. But congratulations, you won a $25 supplement gift card. I want to thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for calling in today.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks a lot so much, Tracy, for raising this very important issue. And the Real Food Organics seems to be a part of a solution to the problem of food, not because of processing and because of the soil itself being depleted of minerals, not being of the quality it should be. Real Food Organics by Country Life Vitamins, sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Tracy, thank you so much. You're the best. We appreciate it. And take Real Food Organics. Why? Because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.